I will point out that this is the Jaguar X-Type saloon with the fixed seats in the back. There's no split seats on this model. Trying to unlock the boot the other day, pressed the button, couldn't unlock it, wouldn't do it open at all, so press the button again, no. So if I press the other button, the boot unlock button, try that. That doesn't open either. Nothing seems to be working. Go turn the ignition on, put the engine on, try that, see if that works. No, don't work either. That's not working. Turn that off. Still not working. Adjust the ignition on. No, banging it. That doesn't work. I spent some time pressing all the buttons and trying everything I could, making sure everything was working, which it did, except for the boot wouldn't open. I will point out here that the number plate lights do actually light up on this, but the boot still didn't open. So I did think it might have been an earth fault at the servo motor and the boot lock. So I did attempt to ground that, but all I did was blow the fuse. And the fuse for that was F55, 5 amp fuse, but that didn't work. So anyway, as the seats are fixed in this model, it looks like I'll have to take the seats out. First you've got to take the seat base out. There's 2 clips at the front edge. You need to sort of yank them up. They're quite stiff. You can pull them up or you can prise them up at the front. Once you've got those 2 clips loose, then you can take the seat belts through the holes in the seat and then take the seat out. You just got to turn the buckles in line and then yank them out a little bit. They're quite firm, but they should just slip out. Take that out and put that somewhere safe. It's amazing what you find underneath your seat. There's a bit of money here. Oh. Pound coins even. Looks like about £2.83p. That'll pay for a beer later on. Remove the 2 T50 bolts and the bottom of the rear seat back that attaches to the body. Then you've got to climb into the car and then you've got to lift the seat upwards, lift it off 2 little hooks that attach to the back behind the seat at the top, and you've got to take the seat belts, lift the seat belts around the seat back and then take it out. With the seat out, you can take off the liner that lines the back of the boot space. These are just push fit Christmas tree plugs. You're best taking these out with nail pliers, but I haven't got any of those at the moment, so some long nose pliers will do. Just prise it against my hand and they'll pop out. There's about 6 of those. And then you can just push the liner away from the frame. In my case, there's a load of stuff in the boot, so I'll have to take that out as well. When I got enough stuff out, I could actually take the liner out by rolling it up inside the boot, and then it will pass through the gaps. When I removed as much stuff as I could, obviously I couldn't get in, the space is too small, but I can at least see the lock, but I can't even reach it, it's too far away, the boot's too big. What we're faced with is, on the lock, is a plastic cover and a plastic cover on the handle to close the boot, so I've got to take those off first. To do this, I'd recommend putting something protective down where the seat used to be to kneel on. I've got my Auntie Mildred's old rug, which is ideal. The lock cover has got some push fit clips at the top. They've got centre Phillips head on them, which you can try and unscrew, but they probably won't come out. So I tried that and then moved on to just pulling them out with a bar. Just pop those out. And then I'll take the handle off. Well, that was, I think, a T30. On multiple extension bars, as you can see, with a 1/4 inch driver. Take those two screws off, they come off easily, and then I just prised the other lock cover off, but I made a mistake and pulled it away rather than pulled it away and down, and in doing so I broke the plastic cover a little bit, which I'll show you later on in the video. So if you're taking that cover off, push it downwards over the lock at the bottom if you can. Basically, don't be as rough as what I've shown you here if you actually care about the car. Now we've got the cover off, you can see the lock mechanism, the electrical connection at the top, which seems to be intact. There's 3 positions where you can see the release cam mechanism, down at the bottom with the loop handle thing, and these 2 windows which you can see movement in. And either one of these places will release the lever if it's pushed far enough. And I found that was the key really. I'd have been better off with some sort of angled tool at the end rather than just a blunt shaft screwdriver. Eventually managed to angle it far enough to push the cam to release it. Why they don't put an easily accessible release lever in the UK, I don't know. They do in the States, I know. And the moulding allows the space to put one actually. Anyway, I persisted and thank goodness for that. Now I've got the lock out, you can see more easily how the cam works. Pushing the locking cam twice gives secondary locking. And that's working fine. Now we want to turn our attention to the cables behind the rubber bellows on the boot lid, where it goes into the body. Noting the key for when you put it back, detach the rubber bellows to expose the wires. They seem to be intact there. Pull off the other end. Oh, I noticed this orange wire seems to be a bit loopy. I wonder if... yeah, here we are, broken wire. There's the culprit. I better check the other wires to see if they're okay or not. And I have found just on this brown wire further down, right in the middle, it's just started to chafe. So I better replace that one as well. Just a little nick here. To replace the wire, push a stiff piece of wire down the rubber bellows. So you can attach a new piece of wire and then pull that through. Open? Yeah, right. put some heat shrink on the wire before you solder it. I've done the one nearest the body first, and then I'll pull it through. I don't really want any excess cable here, otherwise it'll just buckle up. So the top soldered joint's got to be about the right length. Make sure the broken wires are nicely resoldered and to the correct length. Ideally using heat shrink to isolate and protect them. You can always use electrical tape if you haven't got any heat shrink, as long as you make it nice and tight. Refit the rubber gaiter in the correct orientation with a key at the top, lining up with a notch. That's nicely fitted back onto the body, watertight, that's the main thing. Now I'm just going to refit the catch just to test it. Press the boot release. Yay! Works. Servo motor's doing what it's supposed to do. Move. If your motor's a bit lumpy, then you need to look into that. It should be nicely actuated and smooth. And here's what the inside of the lock looks like with my little modification. As you can see, it's a simple sprung cam lever actuated by a servo motor, and I've attached a little bicycle cable with a little lead nipple on the end. It's about 160mm long. So when you install it into the plastic moulding, it protrudes into this little space here, which I believe is the space for the emergency boot release. Just cut that cable off. I attached the cable with this little bicycle screw nipple thing. It's basically a little threaded nut with a little hole in it, which fits onto the brakes of bicycles. So if you go down to your local bicycle shop, you should be able to get these. You just fit it in between the two washers and it'll tighten up nicely. And there we have it. Perfect. That'll do for me. Oh, and as I said in the early part of the video, I broke the plastic trim, and here's where I broke it. Just split straight across the middle, but it actually relaxes and stays in position actually, so it's not too bad. I think I'll just melt that on the inside and probably put some metal reinforcing in, so you shouldn't see it at all in the end. Anyway, that's job well done. I hope this helped you out, guys, and as always, thank you for watching.